Hello there, welcome or welcome back to Beauty Bee. I'm Iris and I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Valentine's Day. I thought that since it was Valentine's Day, we could go on an ill-advised tour through my red lipsticks because nothing says Valentine's Day quite like red lips. And it turns out that I have a ton of red lipsticks. I have 3 lip liners, which we'll go through at the beginning, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 red lipsticks. How does that happen? First of all, I don't even think of myself as someone who wears red lips all that often, though I'm definitely more likely to wear red than any other really bold color. And we should just get into it because there is a lot here. So let me take off what I have right now and we will get into the lip swatches. With the lip liners, I'll probably just swatch them on my hand. How does that sound? Because my lips already hurt at the thought of swatching 11 lip products. I don't need to make it 14. So let's start with my oldest lip liner. This is from Kiko and it is the shade, it is one of their Unexpected Paradise lip liners in the shade 8. Kiko doesn't tend to put their product names on the packaging. I still have just a little bit of makeup from my last video on my hand. That's not great. So, ooh, I kind of thought that might happen. Now, where did the red piece go? We're off to a great start with this video. Okay, I only got the tiniest little swatch of that because now I'm afraid. And honestly, you know what? I have so many other red lip products. This can just go. I didn't expect this to be a declutter video either, but I don't trust that. I don't trust that with my security deposit. So, the first lip liner that we're actually going to talk about and is going to stay in my collection after this video is Bossy from ColourPop. Now, I don't think I've actually used this, which is insane. But this is like this almost neon bright red. The formula on these ColourPop lip liners is really nice. It's really consistent across the range. I think I have a set of like 12 of these and I've been super impressed with all of them. Everything that I just said about Bossy, I would also extend to Bichette, which is this deeper shade. I think that some people would probably classify this as more of a berry, but honestly, I think that a lot of berry falls either under red or under purple when I look at them. So I'm just going to talk about some berry lipsticks in this video too. So there are my lip liners, I guess minus this one. I have 2 red lip liners and I really like them. I feel like there's enough variety just between these 2 to provide an option for every red lip that I own, which I greatly, greatly appreciate. The first one that I have is just a little sample. This is Pioneer from Maybelline. It is one of their matte inks, and I am going to swatch this before I just start talking. Okay, so I've only had this lipstick, this particular tube, for a few months and I've only worn it a couple of times, but I had a full size of this that I used quite a bit and went bad on me. I do like the color. I feel like it is very vibrant, very bold. These do last really, really well throughout the day. Actually, when I was using these pretty consistently, I ended up purchasing a makeup remover. I think it was from Wet n Wild, though I don't really remember. But it was just a little tube of oil and it did an amazing job of taking these off because nothing else is going to. Actually, I need to take this off like now if I want to have any chance of giving semi-accurate color swatches for the rest of this video. These Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks were definitely one of the better liquid lipstick formulas to come out of that rush of liquid lipstick formulas that we saw around like 2015. But I think that this is kind of a pain to use for every day because it doesn't look great after you eat, but you really do need to take it off and start again after eating. So it's just not super convenient for every day. But I think that if you are looking for something that is going to last through like an entire event and you won't have to worry about smudging or leaving kiss marks or anything like that, this might be a really good option. The other liquid lipstick that I have in that is a red is from Farrah. This is the shade Cocoa. And I actually don't know if this is really a red or if I would call this more of an orange, but we'll see in just a sec. Yeah, that's a brown. I don't know why it's in this video, but wow. I have like a case of Joker mouth going on. So we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen and get this off my face and be back with the start of the bullet lipsticks. The bullet lipsticks, I think we're going to start with two from MAC. I have Devoted to Chili, which is sort of a reddish terracotta shade. This is really lovely because it is the closest thing that I have to like a red nude. Like, at least on my skin tone, this still very much reads as red. But it has enough terracotta to it and it's muted enough. This feels very approachable for every day for me. I think it's actually looking a little bit brighter because I'm guessing that my lips are already just a hair stained from some of the other products that I've swatched. But this is such an easy shade to wear. I absolutely love it, and it wears really nicely throughout the day. This is a very comfortable take on a matte lipstick. This is from their Powder Kiss line. I mean, if you are looking at some MAC lipsticks, this I think would be one to check out. It is super easy. It's one that I think you would probably get a lot of use out of. The same Macy's gift set that I got Devoted to Chili in, I also got Ruby Woo. Now this is one of their retro matte lipsticks, and these are so matte. The color is gorgeous. You can totally see why this is such a bestseller for them. I mean, that's so bold. It's so pretty. But this really, really does tug at the lips. I think you can almost see it. Like, so this is absolutely beautiful. Once you get it on, it lasts really well. It has this really pleasant scent to it, which the other MAC lipstick does as well. I think the scent is, maybe there are some lines or some collections where they add a different scent, but in general, that MAC vanilla scent I find to be very, very pleasant. And I think this looks so, so beautiful once it's actually on, but it's such a pain in the butt to apply because it is really, really matte, so it drags on the lips. I feel like I have to be really careful because this can drag in just weird ways. I feel like I'm going very slow when I apply it. However, I think that ends up with me being maybe a little more precise than I would be otherwise. And I love the effect. I mean, this is so, so pretty. I kind of wish that I didn't have to take this off, but I'm not going to get through the video if I stop and wear every pretty lipstick for a long time. So let's move on to the next one. Sticking with the painfully matte products, we have this from Jason Wu. This is Apple Pie and their Honey Fluff, which is their like 3-in-1 eye, lip, and cheek tint. Struggling today. This is kind of in a similar family to like the shade Devoted to Chili. This has a lot of peach in it, but I don't know. I feel like on my cheeks this reads as a red, but on my lips I think this is more of a peach. But I did a good job of applying this one, so we're going to keep this in the video, unlike Farrah Cocoa, which was a brown, and I messed up terribly. So there's what this looks like. I mean, it's a peach. What am I going to say about it? As a red lipstick, absolutely nothing. But it is very pretty, and I find that on my cheeks, when I shear this out, it really does give a reddish tint. It just, I guess on my lips, it's not as red as I've always thought of it. Interesting. I didn't expect this to be such a useful video for me, but I am learning a lot about these products, which is so strange because I've used this like a couple dozen times probably, but I don't know. I really did think that it was a red. 2 more matte shades, and then we're going to get into the 3 more shiny shades, and that will be so comfortable. I'm really looking forward to it. Next up, we have Wild Berry from Flower Beauty. This is deep, and I'm going to need to be really careful applying this, so see you on the other side. Okay, so I have the Flower Beauty lipstick on. I could probably use a little bit of more definition of a Cupid's bow. It works. I really don't wear this very often. I find this to be very deep, very dark. I feel like it looks very vampy on me, and I like having this. I like having the option of going very deep and dark, but it's not something I do super often, even though I like it on. I think it's really pretty. The one big downside to this particular lipstick is that it smells. It has this floral scent. Fair enough, it is Flower Beauty. If any brand is going to have a floral scented lipstick, it should probably be them. However, I don't like it. Some days it doesn't bother me. Today it is bothering me, so I need this off. Drew Barrymore, make a version of this that doesn't smell like flowers. Just add a little vanilla scent or something, and let's call it a day. All right, last matte lipstick, and also my favorite. This is from YSL. The packaging on this is stunning, and this is the Slim lipstick. This is the matte formula. I believe they also have some kind of shimmery one, or not shimmery, but more satin finish. And this is in the shade 1966. It is a square lipstick, which I think is a little bit weird, but the color on this is just so spot on. So after so many swatches, I'm starting to lose my lip line a little bit, but this is actually a super, super easy lipstick to apply. You wouldn't think that the square would be a super easy shape to use, and not going to lie, there is a little bit of a learning curve with it, but once you have the hang of it, it is so easy, and it's so nice to have that edge when you are trying to get like the corners of your mouth. It's really convenient. The color on this is great. I love how it reads as like a true, real red, almost a tomatoey red. It has that little bit of orange in it that I find makes things really wearable. I can have a little bit of a hard time with like a true right down the middle red. I feel like they're a little bit harder to approach for me personally. So like Ruby Woo, I would say, is red. It is just like the most red shade that I see, and this orange I think makes the YSL feel a little bit more approachable for every day. Like, I do wear this a couple times a month just for my everyday life. I wear it to the office, I'll wear it to run errands on the weekend, and I feel very put together and very glamorous, but not out of place in high B, you know? Anyway, I really love this lipstick, and I'm glad that it's the last matte one, so now we can move on to something a little bit more satin. The next shade we have to talk about is from Trusteeq. I really do like the pencil packaging on these. This is the Prime and Color Lip Glaze in English Rose. So on the bottom, where some brands might have a sharpener, these have a little lip primer. I'm not going to use it today because I don't need this to last very long, but it does, I think, help smooth out your lips a little bit. It is kind of a bummer, though, that this is so small, because I feel like I'm going to run out of this. Oh, wait. How did I not realize this twists up? Never mind everything I just said. I didn't even think that that would twist up. That's good to know. I'm glad I did this video. Learning all kinds of new things. The lip product itself is this sort of rectangle shape, and I don't find it difficult to use, but I kind of wish that it was a pencil like some of the other Trusteeq products were. And I could totally see how this shade might read as a pink or a berry on someone with a deeper skin tone, but on me it looks very red. I think I'm actually losing a little bit of the pink after having swatched so many things. I think my lips are just a little bit stained, but I love this shade. I wore this at Christmas. I thought it was super easy to wear. It wears off pretty nicely. I mean, it's definitely gone by the time you've eaten or by the time you're finished eating, but it's gone. It's not, you know, missing from the inner half of your lips and still very much there on the outer half. It fades pretty gracefully. I think it's very comfortable. This is definitely a satin formula, which usually I wouldn't love for a red, but this shade has enough pink to it that I'm not as afraid of it getting all over my face as I would be with a more true red or even a brighter orangey red. I really like this. I just enjoy it. I don't have anything else to add. It's just very pretty. I started with one of my oldest lip products, and we're going to end with my newest lip product. This is a very recent acquisition for me, and this is from the green edition from Maybelline. This is their Balmy Lip Blush in the shade Dusk. I managed to go this entire video only dropping one thing. Now here's what this looks like in the tube. It is a lip balm, and it has like a sheer red tint to it. I'm going to put this on, but I kind of doubt you're going to be able to really see it because my lips are very stained at this point. It does have some nice shine to it. I've only worn this once, so I don't have a whole lot of insight to share on it, but it is pretty. It feels really comfortable. I'm grateful for that after all of these swatches, and when my lips are not stained bright pink, this does provide like a nice subtle sort of pinky red tint to the lips. I think this will be super everyday wearable really throughout the year. I was looking at this and I was like, that's a spring color, and then I was like, no, that's a summer. I could see myself wearing that in fall. Then, you know, once you're at that point, it's just a year-round color, which I think is great. And I hadn't heard anyone talk about these, so I was really interested to give them a go. And so far, so good. I think they are quite a nice formula. Because this video is just destined to be a hot mess, I totally forgot my Tarte lipstick in Miami Vice. And this is a really pretty red. Let's I really like this because it is creamy, it feels comfortable on the lips. Yeah, I might prefer a matte in this exact shade just because it is so bold. I feel like this does have a little bit of a chance of traveling all over my face, but I love the color. It is like a bright red, but it has this drop of burgundy in it that I feel adds some depth. It stops it from feeling like too crazy bright on my face, but it's not dark at all. It is really a good shade. I feel like Tarte does a really good job of, their lipstick line might have like 12 shades. It's not like the Revlon Super Lustrous or the MAC lipsticks where there's like dozens or hundreds of shades available. But each one of those shades in that Tarte range is going to be a pretty good one. And I'm really happy with this. I think it is beautiful. I don't think it makes it into my top 3, which we were going to talk about earlier. But I appreciate that this is a creamier matte, a creamier red that just has some vibrancy to it. This is nice for every once in a while, even if I don't find it something that I reach for again and again. So we were going to talk about my favorite reds, and I think my number 1 favorite, like we talked about, is going to be the YSL 1966. Number 2 will be MAC Devoted to Chili. This is just so easy to wear for every day. It's super approachable. I've actually put a little bit of a dent in this lipstick, which is shocking for a red. And then finally, I think I'm going to be obnoxious and give myself a tie between the Trusteeq English Rose and MAC Ruby Woo. Ruby Woo is just like such a true red. It's beautiful. It's a classic for a reason. But the Trusteeq is just a little bit easier to wear. It feels better going onto the lips. It has a little bit of moisture to this, whereas this is a little bit dry. And I'll admit, I am just extra happy with this right now because I learned that there's more balm in there. That's probably impacting my judgment more than I want it to. Anyway, there are my favorite red lipsticks. I would love to hear what your favorite reds are. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that I will see all of you in the next one. Bye, guys.